When I found the apartment listing online, it seemed too good to be true. Downtown, fully furnished, ridiculously cheap. The ad just said, "Not for sensitive types. Available immediately." The landlord didn't show up for a tour. He just left the key in the mailbox and told me to decide by nightfall. I should have known then, but I moved in the same evening, and the door locked behind me by itself. The place was dusty but otherwise fine. Clean sheets, stocked kitchen. Nothing seemed off at first. Then I opened the bedroom closet. There was a pair of slippers, small, worn down at the heels, and a woman's perfume lingered in the air. I found a note under the bathroom mirror. Faded pencil, almost illegible. "Don't sleep with your back to the hallway." I thought it was a prank, until I looked at the hallway that night and saw shadows moving even when the lights were on. On the third night, I heard the whispering. It came from the hallway every night, around 2:57 a.m. Low voices, some crying, some laughing. So I did something stupid. I sat in the hallway with a voice recorder. I left it running all night. In the morning, I played it back. First, silence. Then my own breathing. Then a second voice. "He's watching you." And a third. "She still lives here. She never left." I decided to search the apartment more carefully. Behind the couch, I found a panel in the wall that didn't match the rest. It was loose. Inside was a narrow gap like a crawl space and something wrapped in cloth. I pulled it out, a photo album, but the pictures were burned. Faces blackened out. Only hands visible, all with wedding rings. The last page wasn't a photo. It was a drawing. Crayon. Childlike. A tall figure. No face. Standing over a bed. And in the corner, "Mommy says he's not real." I tried to sleep in the living room that night. Lights on. TV playing soft static. At 3 a.m., I woke up gasping. I couldn't move. Paralyzed. I could hear footsteps. Slow. Heavy. They walked past me. Into the bedroom. The door creaked open. And then, something sat on the edge of the bed. But I had never moved the bed. The bed was still in the bedroom. So what was I lying on? The landlord finally answered my call. I told him everything, the voices, the figure, the album. He was quiet, then asked one question. "Did you find her key?" "What key?" "Never mind. If she gave it to you, don't use it." And he hung up. That night, I opened the front door to get some air. On the floor was a small brass key. Cold. Too cold. Attached was a tag. Bedroom closet. The key fit perfectly. Inside the bedroom closet, behind the slippers, was a second, smaller door. I never noticed it before. The lock clicked open. The space behind it was narrow and smelled of damp wood. At the far end, a chair facing the wall. A tape recorder sat on the seat. I pressed play. A woman's voice. Shaky. Afraid. "If you're hearing this, I'm already part of him. He doesn't live in the apartment. He lives in the rules. And I broke one." She paused, then whispered, "Don't look under the bed." I left the recorder and crawled back out, heart racing. I sat on the couch and waited, just to see, just to prove I wasn't crazy. At 2:57 a.m., the static on the TV sharpened into a single image. The bedroom. My bed. Live. And someone slowly crawling out from underneath. It wasn't the woman. It was taller. Its limbs dragged. Its head twisted. Then the TV cut off. And I heard it in the hallway. Crawl. Drag. Crawl. Drag. Closer. Slower. Stopped behind the door. And whispered, "It's your turn." I ran. I didn't even lock the door. I left everything, my phone, my clothes, my name. Rented a car. Took a motel room in another state. I haven't looked back. But last night, on the motel nightstand, there was a note. Handwritten. My handwriting. The apartment is empty again. Someone else will move in. You just passed it on. And next to it, the slippers.